let's say you put an offer in on a property and your offer got rejected. And you kept watching that property because you really wanted that property, but it just got rejected. You didn't offer enough. Somebody else offered more. And then a few days later, you notice after pending, it's back on the market. Why is it back on the market? That's a good question. If you were to ask the listing agent, why is that property back on the market? They might tell you all kinds of things. They might tell you that the financing fell through. They might tell you that the appraisal didn't come back right. They might tell you that the buyer's mother-in-law said don't buy that property. But they probably won't tell you the actual reason why. So the thing to keep in mind about a contract, when you make an offer on a property and it gets accepted and you proceed with that contract, one of the first things that happens during that phase is the inspection period. That could be anywhere, the default is about 15 days. That could be anywhere from whatever you agree on. It could be 5 days, could be 25 days. But it usually is the first thing to be addressed when proceeding along with the contract agreement. So if, for example, that property inspection revealed some issues and that buyer and that seller couldn't come to terms on how to deal with those issues, then one of them is going to walk away and they're going to have to move on about their business. So the thing to do is to try to figure out if the reason that deal fell through was because of a property inspection. Now, I had this situation, say about a week or two ago. I had this situation where my buyer, I was representing the buyer. We made an offer on a property, got accepted. They wanted a really quick inspection period. So we got on the ball and had inspections done really quickly, first day after the contract agreement. The inspections revealed a major issue with the seawall. This is a waterfront property, and my buyer was not interested in shelling out $35,000 to $40,000 to have a seawall replaced without some kind of concession on the purchase price. So they couldn't come to an agreement, so they walked away. Well, 2 days later, the property is back on the market, but there is no disclosure as to whether there's an issue with that seawall or not. Now, that's a little bit debatable. The question on a disclosure is, if there is a seawall or dock present, is it structurally sound? On this particular property, is the seawall falling in the canal? No. But a professional, a seawall contractor, has come out and said this seawall needs attention. It either needs some repair, like some tiebacks put into the seawall, or it needs to be completely replaced. Well, that seller is not disclosing that. So unless the next buyer in line comes along and has the same inspection done, they may be buying that property without knowing the fact that the seawall needs attention. Now, that's a problem for the buyer, obviously, because if something fails catastrophically with that seawall, then they're going to be not happy, to say the least. They may also be so not happy that they call their local trial attorney and say, hey, what can we do about this? That trial attorney says, ooh, love that. And they go after the seller for not disclosing the potential. And if they actually find out that the seller knew that the seawall needed attention, then there's going to be hell to pay. And also, another person who is going to be potentially in trouble is the realtor, the sales representative of that seller, the listing agent who listed that property and also was privy to the knowledge that the seawall needed attention. So these are good things to keep in mind when you're buying and selling property. You need to be honest and forthright about what is potentially wrong with your property. It's in everyone's best interest, and in the long run, you're probably going to have a much better deal and a negotiation with the process if you are upfront from the beginning. So I hope this helps. I'll talk to you next time.